guys, Kate Sparks here. This is my fourth attempt today at trying to film a video for you. Hopefully this one's going to go smoothly and properly and I'll get through it. The problem earlier was that I had something I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about goal setting and taking advice and the problem of trying to figure out what you want before you decide whose map you're going to use to get there. And that was fine, that was good. I just don't feel like my thoughts on that are really coherent enough that I'm ready to do a video about it that's going to be of any interest to you guys. So that's one that we're going to have to come back to another time. So what we're going to do instead today is I'm going to answer a reader question. I didn't write down the name of whoever it was who asked this one, but I think it's been a few people. So hopefully, if you've asked me this one, you'll find the video. And the question was, how do you market your books? And the answer to that is, I don't. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. That was not a good answer. I'm sorry. Marketing. Truth is, I'm not good at marketing. I'm not really qualified to answer this question. But the question was, how do you market your books? Not how should one market books. So I will answer the question of how I market my books. Just please understand that this is not a do as I do thing or a do as I say thing. There are lots of people out there with better advice for you. But the fact remains, my books do pretty well in spite of my bumbling and in spite of my complete inability to market properly. So if you want to know what I do, if you want to know what kind of works for me, feel free to keep watching. We'll try to keep this as short as we can. I don't see how it could be a long video. Yeah, okay. What I do, and what I think I do reasonably well, is I connect with people. I use social media a lot, but I only use the social media that appeals to me, that I have fun with, that I feel like I can really engage with, and where I can really be available for people. So like, I have a Tumblr account. I don't use it because I don't really like Tumblr. Not that there's anything wrong with it, it's just not a place where I feel comfortable. It's not a place where I've connected with a lot of people. So it doesn't feel like it's a place that it's necessary for me to be. So what do I use? I have a Twitter account. I'm not a huge fan of Twitter. I have an Instagram account, which I love. I love posting to Instagram. I'm not a great photographer, but I like taking pictures. I'm kind of a visual person, so I notice things and I take pictures of them and I post them. And I like looking at other people's pictures. So that's really good. With any of these things, I think the key for me is that it has to be a two-way street. If I'm going to post somewhere, I also want to be present, reacting to other people's posts, supporting other people, taking an interest in other people's stuff. I don't like to take without giving. I like to be involved, I like to be connected, I like to meet people, and so that's how I choose what I'm going to do. Facebook, I really like Facebook. I spend way too much time on Facebook. I've actually two things on Facebook besides my personal profile. I have an author page. I don't use it very much because I find not a lot of people see my posts. If people go to my Facebook page, which you can find at facebook.com/KateSparksAuthor, I think, you will find teasers, you will find links to my books, you will find I share posts that I think my readers would be interested in or find amusing, but I don't put a lot of time and energy into it because I just don't get a lot of return on that. The thing that I do find gives me a really good return, not in terms of book sales, but in terms of engagement and being able to get to know readers and things like that, is my group. I have a reader group. It's not a secret group. I've invited people a few times through my newsletter, and I've mentioned it on my blog and things like this. But it is a closed group. It's a small group, still less than 100 people. And what it is, in theory, it's a street team group, which means a street team is basically people who are willing to go out and help an author promote his or her books. In reality, it's a group where people who love my books come and we talk about books. We talk about my books, but we talk about other books that we are enjoying, that we think other people might find interesting. We post pictures of dragons. We post memes that we think people might find amusing within the group. We talk about writing. A lot of people who are in the group are working on their own books, so we talk about that a lot. And it's just a good time. So that's another place where I am on social media. Technically, most of my social media usage is not a promotional strategy. I don't post a lot of promotional stuff. I'll put up teasers once in a while if I have a new one on Instagram, or I will post about things like if I'm having a sale, if I have a new release, if I've got pre-orders up on a book, stuff like that. You know, I will post it because it's something I think people might be interested in. But most of my focus is on connecting with people, entertaining people. It's not about the books. It's not about promotion. It's not about hashtag buy my book, hashtag fantasy, hashtag romance, hashtag please somebody pay attention to me, hashtag whatever. It's just about being out there and meeting people, being available, and then once in a while mentioning the fact that, hey, I write books and maybe you'll like them. Is that a good strategy? I don't know. But it's one that I'm comfortable with. It's one that I'm happy with. And it's one that allows me to do things that I enjoy doing, like encouraging other authors, like sometimes retweeting their promotional tweets, without caring whether they're reciprocating. You know, it allows me to meet people that I might not otherwise have met, which is, you know, super cool. In terms of marketing, I wouldn't recommend doing social media just if you're only interested in the marketing aspect, because I don't know whether the numbers are there. I don't pay attention to, you know, clicks or, I don't know, whatever the metrics are that people use when they decide whether it's worth it to be on social media. For me, it's worth it because I enjoy it, so that's why I do it. Maybe it helps me sell some books, maybe it doesn't. So I don't put the time into things that I don't enjoy. Other than social media, what do I do? I have a newsletter. I don't send it out on a regular schedule. It's not necessarily bi-weekly or monthly. I send it out when I have something to say that I think my readers will be interested in. The people who sign up for my newsletter do tend to be my readers. They will sign up because they visited my website and they clicked on the banner thingy at the top that tells them that they get 2 free books if they sign up for my newsletter. Or they will get there through links in the back of my books, because they want to know about new releases and things like that. I try to keep it non-advertising focused, and I try to make it worth opening. I want people to be excited to get my newsletters, not kind of roll their eyes and delete it without opening it. I mean, what's the point of having people on your newsletter list if they're not going to read your newsletter? It's like, what's the point of having 14,000 followers on Twitter if none of them actually want to read your tweets and they only followed you because they want you to follow them back? I don't really understand that. Outside of just connecting to people, I don't do a lot of advertising. I have never really done Facebook ads, though I probably will the next time I have a sale, which will be in September on Bound, if anybody is waiting for that. I do run price promotions on my books, which is effective if you can let people know about them. I only run a sale if I can get a BookBub ad, which is not an easy thing to do, which means that I don't run a lot of sales. I did one on Bound about 6 months after it came out, which was wonderfully successful. It almost broke the top 100 on Amazon. For anyone who doesn't know, BookBub is an email newsletter that lets readers know about free and promotionally priced books. They're very hard to get into. They do vet their list pretty hard, so they are a reliable source of good books generally, which is probably why they're the big one. I do use other email list promotions, But even though BookBub is by far the most expensive, depending on your genre, you're looking at $300–400. That's the only one that I've found has paid for itself in terms of actually getting people to purchase the books. Even newsletters that maybe only cost you $25 to get the email sent out might not pay for themselves if they only sell 30 copies of a 99-cent book. Anything that I pay for, I am actually really concerned about the return on investment, because things like advertising and email lists and things like that, I'm not doing that for fun. I'm just doing that for book sales, you know, to try and get that. But yeah, don't do Facebook ads, don't do, I don't know whether Google AdWords is still a thing, but I've never done that. I don't do Amazon advertising, I don't do paid advertising on reader websites. There's a lot of things that I don't do that I probably should do. I think that's about it though. If the question is, how do I market my books? It kind of is that I don't, except for the occasional price promotion with advertising. Basically, I put myself out there on social media, I try to entertain people, and I occasionally mention my books. I do have a blog. It's really neglected right now. But I think that having that blog and using it, again, as a way to connect with people, not as a way to advertise to people, but as a way to connect with other writers and with readers, I think that was what really gave Bound the initial push that later led to it gaining Amazon rankings and then appearing in Amazon also bots and things like that. And other than that, write the next book. That's what I try to do. I'm actually taking a little bit of time off of that right now, which is also what my failed video was about. But generally, that's what I try to do. I try to let people know about the books that I have out and work on the next one. So there you go. That's it for that question. If you have another question for me about something that you would rather hear me talk about, maybe something that I know a little bit more about, that I'm a little bit better at, leave a comment with your question and I will try to get to it. If you like this video, give it a like. If you want to be notified when I put another video up, please subscribe. If you don't feel like doing that, you don't have to do that. One of the reasons I'm not good at marketing is that I'm not good at asking people to do things. I like giving people things. I don't like asking people for things. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for spending some time with me. Thank you for connecting with me. I will try to remember to post my social media links in the description in case you want to catch up with me there. Definitely follow me on Instagram, because if you're not following me on Instagram, you are missing pictures of my dogs. You are missing pictures of the pond near my house. You're missing pictures of the books that I'm reading. You're missing pictures of my zombie slippers and my bullet journal. You know you want to follow me there, guys. Anyway, and let me know if you do, because I will totally follow you back if you are an interesting person who is posting cool stuff. So, alright. I will talk to you guys later in my next video, which I will try to be better prepared for. Okay, bye.